speaking of MAGA lunatics who are disgustingly serving as the lapdogs of insanity, we've now learned who will be the impeachment managers for Republicans prosecuting an impeachment against the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. Now, you might be wondering, what on earth am I talking about? Because you missed the story a couple months ago when they voted to impeach Mayorkas. They are doing it. They, being some Republicans, believe that what the Biden administration, quote, is doing at the border is so egregious that it is deserving of the impeachment of the Secretary of Homeland Security. Now, I'll remind you, this is dead on arrival. Democrats who control the Senate are not going to convict this guy. Undocumented immigrants, to some degree, come into the U.S. under every president. The idea that everything under Trump was totally beautiful, and then Biden comes in and now it's a high crime and misdemeanor, what's going on? It's laughable, okay? But Republicans now say April 10th is the date on which we will send the impeachment articles over to the Senate to get organized for this trial. And importantly, take a look at this list. These will be the impeachment managers. It's sort of like a choose your fighter, as our friend Aaron Rupar likes to say. The following individuals will be managing the impeachment. These are all Republican members of Congress: Michael McCaul, Clay Higgins, Michael Guest, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Harriet Hageman, Mark Green, Andy Biggs, Ben Klein, Andrew Garbarino, August Pfluger, and Laurel Lee. I'll admit, some of these folks I'm not even familiar with, but the ones who I am familiar with, McCaul, Higgins, Green, Hageman, and Biggs, are weaponized MAGA people. Just horrible, horrible people. Again, you should be furious because this is your taxpayer money. We are funding the salaries of these people, keeping the lights on in the buildings in which this will all be done. And forget about whether it's worthwhile. Like, go the next step. It is DOA. At least when it came to the Trump impeachments, there was evidence supporting the impeachments and the possibility that some Republicans are actually going to say, hey, we do need to take this seriously. And some of them did. In this case, we have no evidence supporting impeachment for high crimes and misdemeanors, and we have no chance that this is going anywhere in the United States Senate. So you're going to have to decide. And when I say you, I mean the voters. This is Democratic voters, independent voters, Republican voters. Where does this all weigh in terms of who you plan to vote for in November and the competing visions that we've been outlining? Certainly on policy between Trump and Biden, the competing visions are in stark contrast. Certainly in terms of values between Trump and Biden, we have a stark contrast. And now in terms of the hangers-on and the clingers that they have with them, the stage 5 clingers, there is a big difference in terms of the sorts of people that are really trying to get work done and get policy done and achieve something to help the American people. And, impeachment managers for an impeachment destined to go nowhere being carried out with no reason, sanity, or logic whatsoever. So you're going to get a chance to decide in November. We'll have plenty more time to talk about it. Of course, we'll take a very quick break. We're going to hear from a sponsor or two, if you can imagine, unless you're a member, in which case you're on the commercial-free feed and the show continues. We'll be back in a moment. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach. The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms, read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.